You're not crazy. You're not too emotional. You're not just misinformed. Your brain is being designed to crave outrage, polarization, and US politics like a drug. This is not a story about Republicans or Democrats. This is a story about neuroscience, media business models, and the quiet psychological trap that turns democracy into performance art. Every time you see a shocking headline about an election, a scandal, or a political outrage, your brain releases dopamine and stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. Your eyes widen, your heart rate spikes, your phone pulls you back in. That is not a bug. It is the design of politics in the attention age. Psychologists have found that emotionally charged political content, especially fear, anger, and moral outrage, sticks to the brain better than facts. We remember insults, betrayals, and threats to our side more vividly than policy details. US politics does not just appeal to your ideas. It appeals to your identity. Are you a Trump supporter? Are you a progressive? Are you red or blue? These labels turn politics into a tribe, and your tribe becomes part of your self-worth. Research shows that when people feel their tribe is under attack, their brains react like it's a physical threat. Stress, aggression, and distrust toward the other side spike. That's why political disagreement doesn't feel like debate anymore. It feels like war. Open any major US news site and ask, how many of these headlines are about fear, scandal, or outrage? The answer is not accidental. Media organizations know that your brain is wired to respond to threat, so their business model is built on making you feel afraid or outraged, again and again. Studies of political misinformation show that content using fear, anger, or moral shock spreads faster and sinks deeper into memory. Your brain doesn't rebel against it, it bites. On YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and even your simple news feed, one rule quietly runs everything. The more emotional, the more engaging, the more it gets promoted. Outrage, shock, and tribalism win the algorithm. Researchers have found that emotionally manipulative political ads rarely change minds, but they do push loyal supporters to donate, share, and show up. Platforms are not just hosting politics, they're amplifying it like a dopamine loop. Think about your own routine. When you're stressed, lonely, or bored, do you reach for comfort food, or do you reach for politics? A news alert, a debate, a viral clip of a politician losing their temper. It's the same brain loop. Trigger right arrow politics, right arrow short-term high. Anger, indignation, right arrow temporary relief, right arrow repeat. This is why some people feel addicted to checking politics, even when it ruins their mood. Your brain is not being irrational, it's being trained. The more your brain is trained on outrage, the more it starts seeing threats where there are none. A normal policy disagreement becomes a moral crisis. A moderate view becomes betrayal. A compromise becomes surrender. Psychologists studying US polarization say our minds are wired to favor us and fear them. When you combine that with algorithms that feed you only one side of the story, you don't get a nuanced citizen. You get a scared, angry, highly loyal partisan. Some leaders understand this psychology so well they use it deliberately. They don't just argue policy. They attack your emotions. Your fear of loss, your fear of being replaced, your fear of the other. Science has shown that certain political figures spark unusually strong emotional responses, especially anger and devotion, making their followers feel like they're part of a cult-like movement rather than a regular party. Now the game is getting even darker. Synthetic media and AI are being used to create fake videos, fake speeches, and fake scandals designed to trigger outrage faster than you can fact-check. AI-generated robocalls and deepfake videos can make it look like a candidate said something they never did, spreading emotional chaos in minutes. Your brain was never built to defend against this speed or this level of manipulation. It was built to react, not to debug. If politics feels like an addiction, treat it like one. Start by asking, when do I reach for politics? How does it make me feel 10 minutes later? Am I learning, or am I just marinating in anger? Every time you notice your brain spiking on outrage, pause for 60 seconds. Breathe, look at something neutral. That tiny gap is where your real thinking can come back online. Swap some of your outrage-driven politics for slower, deeper content. Watch documentaries that explain how politics works, not just who won. Read long-form articles that explore the psychology behind polarization, bias, and manipulation. Resist the idea that more politics equals more informed. Often, it just equals more rewired wiring. You are not weak for being hooked by politics. You are human in an age that turned your brain into a battleground.